What's going on, Shellheads? Welcome back. Here we are. Fuck what you heard. This is what you hearing. We got some rumors floating around. Little things going on in the NECA world. So we're going to talk about it a little bit tonight and see if we can't get to the bottom of it. Don't know if it's true or not, but we're going to do a little bit of gossiping and share some tea. Welcome back. This is Drinks and Toys.
I'm in danger.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is your boy Shellhead Tony. It's a beautiful Tuesday evening. I'm here with my two counterparts, Mr. Johnny Five. Johnny, how are you this evening, sir?
Salud, doing good. How you guys doing tonight?
Awesome. And Mr. Wheezy, how are you?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, you're something, mother. As always, Wheezy, thank you so much, man, for all the editing and everything you do. I will make sure that your work is doubly hard tonight, since you were punking us in the beginning. But everybody, welcome back to Drinks and Toys. We're excited tonight. We're going to kind of go ahead and there's something that's been floating around. You guys heard it in the intro, right? It's this crazy NECA gossip tea. Call it the tea. I never knew it was called tea until like 6 months ago. That's how old I am.
Okay, boomer.
So I'm all about the tea now. That's going on with NECA and this whole theory that, NECA's going out of business or NECA's causing all these problems with this return thing going on. Are they going to start kiboshing people because they doubly sent out these Donnie layers? There's just all kinds of crazy going on, and I think we're going to squawk about it tonight and get some opinions and see what you guys think. And don't forget, leave a message in the comments if there's something where you're just like, you guys are stupid. That doesn't make any sense. We'd love to tell you that you're wrong.
You're wrong. Oh.
And we enjoy the banter. So I know, Weezy, you look like you're dying to talk. It might be the beard, but go ahead.
Nah, I got nothing.
We're all ears.
No,
all right,
so good.
Tell him you're wrong, Weezy.
How do you got nothing, and then you're just like, no, I'm good. All right, so, all right, go ahead, man, please.
No, so all hell broke loose on the internet, right? And with NECA, and the whole problem is I guess, what is it, 2 months ago? People started getting their Donnie Labs.
Yep.
For the turtles. Some people got 2. They didn't order 2. They were sent an extra one. Now, a month and a half, 2 months later, NECA apparently sent them an email saying, hey, we need that back. It was our mess up. We'll give you $100 store credit, and we'll pay for the shipping. We just need you to send it back to us. Which is, to me, fair. But in that same email, they then said, this may result in you not being able to partake in future sales. That's stepping a line that I don't think was needed.
So I'll agree with you there 100%. I don't know if that comment was necessarily necessary to say, hey, look, you're not going to be able to do business with us later or potentially not do business with us because of XYZ, when really it's the fault of NECA to double send them out, whatever happened. Mm-hmm. I do think that if this is bunk, right, if it's not real, if somebody created this, NECA has to have heard about it by now. And you can't tell me it wouldn't have made sense for them to put out a public announcement of, hey, yes, we sent out this email, or no, we didn't send out this email, and please be on board, and so on and so forth. But we've got silence from NECA, and that makes it a little bad, in my opinion.
No. They actually, NECA as a company hasn't commented on it, right? But sure. One of the guys who works for NECA commented. Huh?
Gary Dolan? That's the only guy I know.
No, his name's Blaine.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, he commented on it. He put up a post about it or a reel or whatever the hell the kids call these things these days. But basically saying that, if you have one, you should send it back because collectors are missing out on it. He reiterated essentially what the email said without the threat in it. But then he also mentioned that people need to start, leaving the employees and their personal Facebooks alone because people are starting to harass him and other employees through their Facebooks and posting and commenting and harassing them. So it's been acknowledged by them. So the initial email of the request with the $100, all that is real. The one that I don't think is real, or there's no proof of being real, because I think one or two people have gotten this supposed second email where NECA's like, hey, you had enough time to send it back. If I don't get it back in a couple weeks, I'm going to charge you for it. That one, I don't know if it's real. I'd like to think it's not, because if they did that, they made an even worse mistake. Like,
So I agree because, and I'm not a lawyer by any means, so please don't take what I'm saying for gospel. But
don't worry, everybody else on Facebook seems to be.
everybody on Facebook's a lawyer. But I would think that would be illegal. That you cannot charge somebody just because you sent them the product. It's a mistake on your part. You're hoping as a company that you're reaching out to these consumers that bought from you and saying, look, we realize we've made a mistake. We know you got 2 of this product. If you could be so kind as to send it back to us, please, so we can send it to somebody who's supposed to get it. We're going to go ahead and give you $100 for your honesty. But if they don't give it back, I really don't think there's a whole lot NECA can even do about it.
So the Facebook lawyers started bringing up the FTC says this, FTC says that. When I was watching another podcast or a video cast earlier, they brought up that thing, and then a lawyer chimed in their comments section. And it's different. It's a different situation, because the FTC or whatever, this is going to be a really like...
FCC?
No, the FTC.
FGTV?
Yeah, Federal Trade Commission, yeah.
Yeah, so this is going to be like a really like short way of the description, but if a company was just like, oh, we're new in the area, we're going to send Tony this as just like a promotion or promo for my company, they can't then charge you for it because they sent it to you. Whereas this situation is these people ordered one and they got 2. It wasn't a unsolicited promotion. It was a legit, it was an error in their system that they got 2. So it's a different situation, but the one thing that they can't do, no matter what this problem is that they can't just charge people's credit cards without authorization.
But they can flag you.
Yeah, they can flag you.
But I mean,
so now maybe you don't
because really, how hard is it though?
Has any reason can stop doing business with anybody.
But really, how hard is it though to get like a buddy of yours to order one for you, or just create a whole new account with a different name and so forth? It's really kind of an empty threat as far as that goes.
Right.
Now,
I could ship it all to my mom's house if I wanted to.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see though. Anyone as far as that's watching this or here or listening to this, if you've received that email, as far as that second email, as far as threatening to charge your card. Because if it's true, go ahead and share that on it, on the comments below. I'm interested to see about that, because that is really extreme. I mean,
well, because like I know a few people who got Donnie's lab. They didn't get the double.
I didn't either. Yeah, I just got the one.
Know got the double lab, right? So I don't know if it's real. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, I know the internet. So the first email is real because they have a shortage. They need to supply. It's a made to demand item, right? So they need to supply for their customers. So I get the first one, but the second one, like with all the fake stuff that people put on Facebook just for attention and clicks and comments, I can't believe that the second email is legit, because it's like I've only seen 1 or 2 copies with a different person's name, and then that's it. It gets passed around like wildfire. So, and it always seems to be like the same couple people who are like really loud in the community who are like, oh, look what we post, and then it just like goes crazy. So it's like, I don't know how fake it is, how real it is. I just know making an email, a fake email, is easy as all hell. So, until NECA comments on the second email or something comes of that, that one I take with a grain of salt as to how true it is.
So, I guess, like, to your point, man, I have definitely seen this rumor spread like wildfire, where I feel like every other day I'm seeing a comment in one, because I follow like I don't know how many turtle groups, right? Just because I see turtle and I click join, and everybody's saying the same thing. They're all saying the same crap. I got this email. How could they do this? Like, there's been a lot of animosity for NECA. First of all, their customer service, whatever's been going on in the last 6 months, a year, whatever it's been.
Oh no, their customer service has been trash forever.
Even before that, it's notoriously been trash for years.
But I feel like people are being a lot more vocal about it in the last 2 years or year or so.
Well, because think about it in this time frame, think about how much further the dollar stretches. So how much more frustrating it has to be. Like to Weezy's point, what was it, a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the dragon? How it's like $600, and it's like,
yeah,
how many hours he has to work to make that $600 to buy a fucking dragon? And then today it comes back with a whole bunch of shitty issues. How pissed would you be? Right now, we're not talking about $600 figures from NECA, but even so, even at their price range, it's not necessarily cheap, and you're not like just dropping a, boom, in a bucket, right? No, I mean you're working hard for that money. You spent it. You're supporting them as a company, and then and they clearly fucked up. It's a QC issue, and then they're like, "Well, we already got paid. Fuck you,"
See, you're right.
It's a lot more frustrating at this point when you're struggling more to make that.
So I don't know if you can tell, but behind me, I'm quite the NECA collector.
You're very fuzzy.
Oh, really? Weezy's a NECA collector.
But yeah, so I'm quite the NECA collector. And over the years, I've had to deal with their customer service countless times on items not being shipped, this and that, trying to figure things out. In the beginning, I used to actually, because it was even before NECA had like their customer service on Twitter, I was able to get through there a little easier than their normal customer service email. But even before that, I actually had the direct email for Randy from NECA. And I would just email him like, "Hey man, can you help me out with this?" And he was always willing to oblige and help me out any way he could. But most recently with NECA, the problem I had with them was, what item was it? Oh, the Professor 2-pack that we got for Turtles.
It only came with one professor.
It came with the two professors, but I bought it and another item at the same time. So I had to wait for like the other item to come in stock before they would ship it together. So I'm sitting there going back and forth with their customer service. I'm like, I see people who ordered the Professor 2-pack got their figures. I see that the people who ordered the John Carver from that Thanksgiving movie, I see they've ordered and they've gotten their figures. You have both the items I've ordered. Why don't I have my shipment? And their customer service would reply back like a week and a half later. It would be like the same generic bullshit. Just copy, paste, copy, paste. Like, give me a fucking reason. Just tell me like, oh, well, we ran out of the John Carver figure, so we're waiting on the second shipment. Give me a reason why my shit isn't here yet when everybody else is getting it. But they don't do that. Like, their customer service, whoever's been in charge of that for years, is a very untrained, ignorant person. And that's going to destroy people's view on them when they try and contact them. It's horrible.
So I ran into something similar, man, what you're saying, when the Secret of the Ooze 2-packs were coming out, right? I had gotten, I think I got my Leo and Raph set. And it said, so NECA, has a bad habit of saying, oh, both were delivered, right? Even though you only got the one.
Right.
And so I had emailed and said, hey, I only got the one. You guys said I got both. I just want, if it's coming later, that's fine. But I just want it to be known that I didn't get the other set. I didn't get a response. A week went by. 2 weeks went by. Almost 3 weeks went by. Still didn't get the other set and hadn't gotten an email back. It literally took me emailing them and very professionally threatening them that I had paid for a product I have not received. At this point, you're putting me in a position I'm going to have to seek, I forget how I even said it, but do I need to contact somebody for like an attorney? Like, what do I need to do? Because product has been purchased and has not been delivered, and I'm not receiving a response from you. And then magically I got a response the next day. Here's the product, here's the tracking number, whatever. That's it's a toy. First of all, am I going to call a lawyer? No, not for a toy.
Unless
We're not talking like
unless you got one on retainer.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I got customers in my line of work that threaten all the time. I'm like, you can't afford to pay me. How the hell are you paying a lawyer? But when I look at something like a toy, it's like, I'm not going to call a lawyer, but that's not the point. The point is, it took me threatening you guys to get you to respond, and that's terrible by itself.
So an interesting thing that I learned in one of the shows I was watching today about that type of thing is that when you send an email to a company and you use any type of verbiage that's remotely escalating in anger or certain words like trigger words, that email then gets sent to higher ups instantly. So
that happens in our company as well.
Yeah, so he got sent to whoever the hell above him. Like, oh shit, what are you doing?
So in my world, it comes straight to me. Well, so if they say something with a store, they've got a disagreement with one of my stores, right? Mm-hmm. And they mention an attorney, it will immediately escalate to me. And then you get them on the phone, and I'll be like, "Well, you're telling me you have an attorney on retainer. I can't talk to you any longer." And they go, "Well, I don't really have a lawyer. It's this, or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, well then, why would you say that?" And then, of course, we squash the situation. We move on. But with NECA, and we're talking about the customer service and everything. Forget about the email thing for a second. But I don't open my toys. You guys know that, so it's hard for me to say if I have quality control issues. Now, I don't see anything weird in my packages, giggity, like 2 left hands or anything crazy like that. I don't see that at all.
No weird bumps.
Yeah, but at the same, I got hair where there wasn't hair before. But at the same time, that one experience with them, with one thing I had to deal with, I can't imagine if you ordered a figure like Johnny's point, you don't make a lot of money. Let's say you work at like Walmart or something. You're a stocker at Walmart. You don't make a ton of money. And you're like, man, I'm really excited for the new Turtles. And you have to cherry pick what you want to buy because, let's be real, right? $65 a pop after tax. It's expensive. So you're like, I can't afford this set, but I'm really excited for this set. And you buy it and you get it delivered to your house. And then you're like, oh, it's fucked up. And then you message NECA like, hey, I bought this. I'm real upset. Can you just send me the correct figure or the correct limb or whatever the person's got wrong with them? And NECA's like to Johnny's point, we're good. We got paid. We'll get to you when we feel like we need to get to you.
Well, imagine ordering in bulk and then having issues like that where half your order is fucked up. So the only way you can get their attention at that point is to reach out and be like, well, hey, I have another order I want to place. I have some questions. And then you drop that complaint in there while you're doing that. The only way that gets addressed.
I wonder how the brothers who aren't brothers deal with that. We need to get them on.
They might not say anything if they have a direct connection, though.
I mean, they have NECA and Hasbro. I'd love to have them on and talk to them and pick their brains about what they're going through, if anything. I mean, I know what you're saying. They don't want to hurt their business connection, right. But I don't know, man. I mean, even like Nerdzoic, I don't think he would, to your point, Chris, he probably would, same thing. He wouldn't want to come on and talk negatively because that's his bread and butter.
Right. But like, it's such a weird thing. And then now because of this, all the internet experts like, oh, well, this is just a perfect sign that they're going out of business. Things are in the shitter for them. Oh, they're pulling out of Target because of this and that. It's like, this is all wild speculation.
So, Johnny, you got something or good? I talk too much. Johnny, you got something?
No, go ahead.
All right. So, wild speculation. So, yes and no. So, I will tell you, I come from, I didn't call it big box, but I've been in business and retail, whatever you want to call it. It's not even strictly retail, but everything I've done in my career is all very business oriented. I've owned my own business and so on and so forth. So I understand, business structure, what has to happen, things that need to take place months prior to something you're going to change or do or whatever, because you're moving an aircraft carrier. You're not moving a dinghy that you can turn immediately. When you move an aircraft carrier, it takes months, can almost take a year to make that movement that you want to make to bring things around full circle. And so to your point about, well, people are speculating NECA's going under, NECA's this, NECA's that. Do I think they're ultimately just like going out right now? No, absolutely not. Do I think that things like cost of making the product and maximizing their profits are starting to catch up with them? Yes. I think they're trying to make a certain product. They want you to get it at a fair price, but they can no longer be that fair price for what it's costing them to make that product. I think when we get some of these 2-packs that come out and they're like, oh, this is a $65 2-pack, and we buy it, or in Johnny's case, Johnny gets it, and let's say he's buying it from, make up a number, and Johnny, tell me if I'm way off. You buy it for $50 from NECA, and you're selling it for $59.99, or you bought it for $39.99 from NECA, and you're selling it for $59.99 to the consumer because that's the MSRP, right? The retail price. Then you're not making that big ass profit. So then, if NECA's only getting $39, now you got to take out. NECA's got to pay to have it shipped because they come from overseas. They're not made in America. So NECA's got to have it shipped. NECA's got to pay for the production of the product. NECA's got to pay for somebody to sculpt most of those products. Not all, because they reuse a lot of sculpts, but they have to pay to have those things sculpted or what have you, and then pay for the packaging because it's a different package all the time. The cardboard
Which is not cheap.
Yeah, but you got to remember,
Right.
though, those people are all in house, though, right?
That's fine. They're in house. It still costs money. So,
It's just, yeah.
but they make all these changes, and so I'm just thinking profit. ROI, the return on the investment. How much money is NECA really getting out of these products? I think they're getting something decent, but not as much as we're thinking, because they're also pumping out so many other products as quickly as possible.
Well, I mean, random fact: the guy who owns NECA owns Graceland, so I mean, he's got some cash.
That's the weirdest analogy I've ever heard in my life.
No, he does. That's not an analogy.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I guess to that point, man, I understand profit and loss. I understand business. I understand it's supply and demand. And to me, the numbers don't add up. So to say that they're going out of business or going bankrupt, no. Are they probably trimming the fat where they can, and it ultimately will affect the business? Yes, I believe that is happening, even if we're not seeing it. I believe they're making those moves behind the scenes. And ultimately, if they can't keep up with consumer demand in a reputable way, they will cause their own bankruptcy. I don't necessarily think they are there now.
Yeah, well, people, if you look online, NECA's going out of business next week, right? Like,
yeah, they all work for McDonald's too, man. I mean, I'm just saying.
Right. It's like I said, it's a lot of speculation. You could take things from this situation and compare it to other companies, and so, oh, it was like this or it's like that. There could be similarities, but then there's also drastic differences, right? But
Sure.
The big thing about this whole situation that I'm really curious about, and I was talking to a buddy about it earlier today.
By curious, yeah.
Who?
No, go ahead. I heard you.
No, is that how many people actually got a double figure or a double lap? How many people were actually how many people are being affected by this?
Or how many actually got one that didn't even order one? I've heard about that shit, and I'm like,
Oh, I haven't heard that with Donnie.
Why the fuck am I not that lucky one?
Hey, if you're in the comments and you got one and you didn't order one, let us know. We'll take it off your hands for $100.
About 25, right? No, but how many people really got a double one, and how many, how big is this error? Is it 20, 30 people got extra ones? That's where I'm curious. Now, if you tell me that thousands of people got extra, it could be a very big dent in the company's overhead, right? Because you have to figure out something.
Profitability on this particular project, you mean? But yeah.
Right, but still, you're going to have to start refunding all the money because it was a made to order thing, right? So they took the money.
So how much was this? I don't remember. How much was the set? 200?
300. Yeah.
I should have never bought it. Go ahead.
But just think, if this affected 1,000 people, and they have to refund now 1,000 people $300 a piece,
300 grand.
That's not a small drip in the bucket. You know what I mean? That's a hefty hit for a dumb mistake.
A dumb mistake that
wrong.
didn't happen in the first place. Think about how long they've been around, how long they've been in business.
Well, the dumb
Someone
mistake
really fucked up over there for that kind of.
Let's be honest. Chances are, because they get sent directly from like the manufacturer. Like they get sent over on a boat, they get to California or wherever the hell, and they get divvied up basically, right? So there was most likely just a computer error on that end, not a actual physical human error. Probably just a stupid ass glitch, something in the computer system. Somebody fucked up there, not like a physical. Tony was running around the warehouse like, oh look, here's one. Let me put this one here too, and screw it all up.
Decided to fuck NECA over.
It's possible. It might be the Chinese. I don't know, but
they were hacked.
That's the difference. Now
shipping is wrong. It is. Send to you will.
NECA's actual fault is going to be the emails, right, and how they're handling the situation. That's going to be their fault that they had full control over. But like I said, I'm just curious how many people this actually affects. Because, people are saying logically, oh, they could just make more. They can't just make more if, say, 20 people are affected. They can't get the factory to turn on the printers for 20 pieces. The factory is going to be like, we want at least 1,000 or at least this many to turn them on.
So that's a very good point that I want to speak to. So you're saying 20, 30 people, right? So we know it's not that. We know it's way more than that because
we don't know.
Look, we happen to be friends with one of the guys who got a double. What are the chances he's one of 20 people?
Who got a double?
In our group.
Nobody in our group got a double?
Yeah, don't out him. Don't out him like that. Just
I'm not outing him. But check our group. Newt, check our group chat. It's in there. He posted. He got a double.
Does his name begin with an I?
No.
Here's the thing.
Got a double.
Here's the other thing about that though. I know you mentioned a month and a half. For what I've been hearing, it's been more like 3 months when those came out and people got them. It was 3 months ago. So, and these emails are just now coming out. Like they're just now realizing it.
No, it's unacceptable for that. The time frame, they should have been recognized as soon as they started seeing people post about it, right? You can say that they didn't see it on their end because they're shipping them out. They didn't see it at the time. But as soon as they started seeing people post about it in the groups, like you as a company, you don't have anybody in the social media groups seeing what's going on.
He did. In fact, he made a post about like, hey, you guys should be like part of the community and blah, blah, blah. No, you mean that guy didn't notice those months ago, those posts about that?
That's exactly my point. I'm saying,
yeah,
you can't tell me you don't. Like, they've known about it. Like I said, the way they're handling the situation is all their fault. It happening could have been just a computer glitch overseas with shipping labels. It just is what it is. But the way it's being handled is 100% NECA's issue.
I don't think it's as small as and maybe you don't stand by that, but as you stated, right, like 20 something people. I think it's a significant amount, and I get about the factory thing and what have you. But here's the other thing with NECA. I'm sorry, man, and just because of what I bought in the last couple of years, I don't trust the rarity as far as I can throw it. I feel like they put out a product, people get it. If it's a comic exclusive, whatever the fuck it is, comic exclusive, whatever. People get it, and they're like, oh, we're sold out. We don't have it anymore. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, they're like, hey, if you missed out on XYZ, we've got it now. And I don't know if they're exactly reprinting it again, or if they're just pulling a Hasbro and saying, shit, we found another fucking, I don't know, 25 boxes of these things, and now we can put them out.
So it could be a mix of both of that. Because here's the thing. For example, they'll do that first run and they made their money. It sells out immediately. They're like, okay, we know we can run the second minimum quantity batch at the factory because we know this first batch immediately sold out. We can do another batch of that or 2 times it, and know that we'll be able to sell those out as well, depending on how the initial sale from that first run goes.
And NECA has done a post of like, oh, we found, leftovers from this, and they post about it, they put it for sale, and it's usually gone within seconds, right? Because they only had 20 of them in a case, whatever.
Usually because it's gargoyles, nobody wants that, but that's fine.
Well, so when it comes down to, like I said, I'm curious how many people it actually affected, because even when you look at the groups, it's not, you don't see thousands of people in the group saying, oh my god, I got 2. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, not everybody who may have got one's in the groups, right? So there's variables there, but I don't think it's this insane amount of numbers. I think if it was, say, it was 2,000 people, then I feel NECA could just be like, all right, yo, manufacturer, we need 2,000 of these. Turn on the machine. Let's get it going. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the
It's
thing,
got to be underneath a certain amount. Like, it can't be extravagant. It's just the internet is blowing it up way out of proportion, making it seem like it's bigger than it really is.
Well, here's the thing too.
First of all, it's big.
Well, here's as a company, to take the time, like the resources, you have to take people from your company to write up this email, send it out, right? And then also send the return labels and pay for those return labels and do that. Even at their level, they're still paying for those labels. It's not like that's for them, it's not like it's going to be uber cheap. Like they do have to pay, like, those shipping. So imagine if you're taking the time and quote unquote, like you're spending money basically to do that, to ask for that back and go out for it. And then the $100, what is it, $100 or $125?
$100.
$100
store credit. Yeah. And then doing that, and say, you get lucky, you get half of that back, So for them to actually make that effort and do all of that in the first place, it had to have been a substantial amount. Because if it wasn't, they simply would have just eaten that and written it off.
So it's going to be more. So when I said like 20 or 30, obviously it's just a ballpark, right? Chances are, if it was 20, they've probably got extras that they have in their warehouse for, in case something's broken, this and that, they need to replace something, right? So they've got an overflow most likely.
Yeah, just reach out to their customer service about that one.
Yeah, right? I mean, people get stuff, but like, so most likely they have some. They don't have enough to do what they need to do. Like
I'm thinking it's 500 plus, Chris. Honestly, I'm thinking it's 500 plus. They fucked up on.
I don't. Where are they? Nobody. When they first started happening, you see maybe a post a day. They're like, "Oh, look what I got! Oh, look what I." It wasn't.
Well,
it wasn't.
I'll be honest.
Insane amount of people.
If that was me, I wouldn't talk shit about it. I wouldn't draw any attention.
Well,
I'd be like this.
Well, see, you're not on the internet where you need attention, where people blow stuff out of proportion to get
and not
attention.
everyone is. Not everyone is.
You got these people who sit there and they pay hundreds of dollars for a figure to get it first that they're going to get in the next month for $20. These people aren't sound-minded.
So, Chris, to your point, what about this, right? So, let's say I get two of them. I didn't. I got one. But let's say I got two.
Right.
NECA sends me an email that say, "Hey, we know you got two." I want to reply back and be like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I got one of those sets," because their customer service is so bad.
Right. Now we're talking about different things, but yes, absolutely.
No, we're not. We're talking about the same thing because they're trying to recoup and get their product back.
Well,
or get
it about how many were made and how many people it affects. You're not
I understand
the other aspect of it. It's different, but I'm with you. Fuck them.
I mean, I guess prove that I got it. So I'm not trying to be a jerk.
To the guy who ordered 3 Mattel Matty Collector Stay Puft Marshmallow Men and received 6. Right? And then I sold 2.
Did you send them back?
No, but actually I did contact him. I sent him an email like, "Hey, I got 3 extra." They never responded. So I just, after a month of no response from them, I got rid of them. Okay. Like, what do you do then? Like, I reached out. I tried. But people now, I get it. People want to send it back. You don't have to. I don't blame you. The only people I feel bad for, though, are the people who are sitting there waiting for their Donnie's Labs because Joe Schmo down the street may have gotten 2 and he ordered 1. I could get 1. Let's work something out.
I got one in the box.
This is where I look at the community of collectors. I just wish collectors would help other collectors get their shit. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
You want to keep your shit, I get it. But at the same time, there's a bunch of collectors who are getting burned.
But that's not, and I hate to sound like an asshole, but that's not their problem.
No, it's not their problem. But at the same time, So you
And to be honest, I can understand where a lot of people, because they've been burnt on other items from NECA. So I understand where they're coming from. And look, as a toy store owner, I have fucked up and put something extra in a box and sent it out. But you know what? I realized that was my mistake. I made sure to learn the fuck from it because it was an expensive mistake and I had to eat that loss. So
so
you know what? As an owner, I don't. I'm like, you know what? They're a much bigger company. They have a lot more as far as contingencies for issues and stuff that they should really just paid attention in the first place. So I
so
don't feel sorry for them one bit.
that's
Like,
this is nothing about feeling sorry for fucking
no,
NECA.
no. I'm just saying, like,
This is
as
nothing to
far
do
as,
with fuck NECA and what they did. If everything that's happened is accurate, then they're fucking up. What I'm
Thanks for
saying,
coming out tonight, guys. We appreciate you.
as a guy who set up a group on Facebook specifically for collectors, helping collectors get their shit,
That's how I met Wheezy. Yeah.
that's it. So, Johnny, you get 2 of them. Okay, cool. You got 2 of them. Here I am. I didn't get mine. You got shipped an extra one. Work with me. Help me get my shit. Now, not for free. You know, it is what it is. I have to still get burned, but at least help me out. You know what I mean?
oh yeah,
Like,
well that's different. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Collectors just help collectors. Get
Oh,
NECA
okay,
out of
because
the middle of
I'm
it.
sitting here thinking like you're talking about like yo, no, give your free one to this guy, because he didn't get his because NECA fucked up.
Well, no, I mean, if it's somebody, help them out. Like, whatever you got to do, but like,
No,
that's
like
one of the, and this is going to go on to a different topic, but that's a problem of a lot with the community, because collectors I feel need to help each other because there's so many people trying to take advantage of collectors, right?
it's crazy
So
because I see something for like 600 online right now, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't ever
yeah,
pay
but
that
you
for.
got collectors, like, we need to stick together and help each other find shit to not get taken advantage of. Like, I'm very much about everybody helping each other. So if I had an extra one, I'd be trying to find who didn't get one and trying to help them get their shit. You know what I mean? That's just what I'd be doing. That's who I am. I don't judge people
Especially
for
when you got
not
it for
doing
free.
it. Right. Like, fuck it. I don't care. But like I said, I don't expect other people to be like that. I don't judge people for not doing it. If you're not going to fucking send it back, don't send it back. I don't, whatever. That's between you and yourself. I get it. But I just wish as a community, we would all come together and help each other get away from the bullshit that NECA's pulling.
See.
That's all. Fuck them. But I still buy their product because I don't give a fuck.
And that's and in the end that's kind of what it comes down to as well, because they know no matter how bad they fuck up, if they put out something that's wanted,
Well,
in demand, people will
this,
still buy it. Like it.
I
And
mean,
even I myself am guilty of that. I'll be pissed off at Hasbro for whatever fucking stupid shit they pull, but then they put out a fucking 86 Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime, and I'm like, here you go, I'm buying myself one. You
but
know,
the one thing that, not one thing, there's a few different things, but something you have to consider is that if this is a big enough fuck up, right? So say this is a large fuck up.
oh, it
Sure.
is.
And at what point does Nickelodeon look and be like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull that license from you, right?
I mean, and that could be a consequence of that.
It could
Especially
be, but
because
it
I
goes
know.
back to where I said I don't think it's as broad as people are making it seem because it's just the current thing. People are being loud about it online. I just don't think it's as widespread.
So I'm worried about getting my Super 7 2003 TMNTs.
We aren't talking about Super 7.
Hold on. I'm worried about getting my Super 7 2003 TMNTs. And so I keep thinking that NECA will eventually do the 2003 or the 2012 line.
Well, they're doing 2012 line.
So there you go. So you don't want NECA to have a problem because that's a toy you do want.
No, I don't want them to have a problem, right? I don't want them to lose the license. Well, I mean, my wallet wants them to lose the license. Let's be real. I'd like to save some money. It'd be nice for a little break. Well, yeah, no, I don't want them to. But I'm saying if this is really that big of an issue, then it could, what's keeping Nickelodeon from doing that? Maybe they're all cool, they're all best friends or whatever, and they're all straight, and there's not an issue. But then people
I
start
don't know.
making up. But
Go
listen,
ahead.
like people online make up shit too, and that's part of it. A lot of people cry wolf, right? And so it's like I don't know what to believe when it comes to them online. I just don't think it's as widespread as people think it is. I don't think it's in the
You might be
thousands.
right.
If you want to say 500, maybe 500, but I think that's still really high to even say 500. I would put a guess of it's probably if it's anything under 100, maybe over 50. Because also you think that if it was that many, it would have been noticed on their end from a logistics standpoint a lot sooner.
That speaking of which, I don't know if you guys follow Mad Hatter, um, but he did put out a
Somebody was messaging about like somebody posted today. They're like they can't wait for the latest Mad Hatter review.
well. It's really funny though. He did post a video, kind of like a whole conspiracy theory type shit about like a boardroom meeting with NECA and like how it's a whole plot to kind of fuck over a lot of people to get their, as far as to get that figure made and sold and so forth. It's kind of funny. But then at the same time, you're like, wait a minute, that's really fucking twisted. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people are watching that and going, oh my God, they would do that. That sort of thing. But
Hey, anything's possible. I don't
no,
put anything past anybody, especially companies, right? Like I said, I just don't think
crazy.
it's as widespread or as many people as it is. Because you would think, right? So say it was 2,000 people are getting screwed. Like I said, they could then factory make more. Factory can't make 20 more. Factory could make 2,000 more, right? But then at the same time, if it's that big of a number, they've got insurance and shit in place for that to cover those types of, shit happens. We have insurance. Let's move on. The fact of how they're handling it makes another reason why I feel like it's a small number of people because of how it's being handled.
I also
They
think
got
that's
fuckery
why
insurance and they're about to pay a deductible.
Like, and then whoever the fuck they have as a retainer for lawyers, like somebody needed to proofread these emails. If these emails are all like 100% legit, especially the second one, they need to fire whoever they had that's supposed to proofread them shits and whoever like agreed to like that's good, send that out right now.
yeah, it's coming from the secretary. That's who's sending it out. She's like, hold on, I got this. I went to legal school.
No, it's the guy at the warehouse who like just like broke in like let me get the customer service email. I need to get these shits back.
He's also part-time. He's also part-time supervisor for customer service.
He's also janitor. So
Well, he's assistant to the assistant supervisor on Wednesdays.
like I feel like any lawyer
shift guy.
that you assume that a company like that has lawyers on retainer, like
Yeah.
they weren't involved. I don't feel like any lawyer in the world would have been like, "Oh yeah, that's a good email. Go ahead." Like it really seems like it's just like one person in a cubicle is just like, "Oh, I'm going to try and fix this," and it's just gone to shit.
Such a bummer, man. I really hope that this whole situation ends up getting resolved and not because they did some stupid stuff to like loyal consumers to get it rectified. Hopefully it like works itself out the right way.
I'm just also hoping that it doesn't cause prices on anything to jump because now they have to make up that money, right? Especially if it's a big number. And then it's like we're going to get hit with tariffs and shit next year.
Oh
anyways.
yeah,
Like,
next year
prices are going to go crazy on all that shit.
I owned a scooter shop, man. So when the tariffs went into place, look, you're talking thousands of dollars, right? So I was buying scooters for X amount of dollars. The tariffs that hit me were about $75 a scooter. That's for a scooter, which is over $1,000. I got hit with $75 tariffs. I add that back into the bill before I sold the scooter to somebody, and I still made my money. Wait, why are you grinning?
All I said was, where were you getting them from?
Oh, they all come from China. All my scooters came from China.
Yeah, like I said, because that's one thing with a lot of these companies. As soon as they start getting taxed on shit like that, they start jacking prices up. That'll be a whole other conversation, but I think a lot of toys prices are going to start going up again.
I think NECA will be $69.99. They've been progressively going up.
For a 2-pack.
Correct.
Okay. Whew. About to hurt my soul if that was a single figure.
No. Single figure will be $39.99. No problem.
But then, like, when it comes down to that, you're going to have Hasbro, Marvel Legends. At some point, it's going to be $35 for a single Marvel Legend. Like, at some point, it's got to stop. People are going to stop buying shit.
Well, Hasbro toys are shit to begin with, so
that's
throwing that out there. Look,
hey,
if it's not a Hasbro Titan, hold up. If it's not a HasLab or a Hasbro Titan, I have not seen any value or quality in their lesser scale figures. Their Transformers, their G.I. Joes are good, but their Transformers leave a lot to be like.
What's Transformers? I mean, what do you
Wanted.
expect Transformers?
God damn.
Remember, I sell Lucy's at shows. Some of those Marvel Legends Lucy's I sell, $30-$40 for a Lucy.
Lucy's.
So, like, there's value on some of the items. Well, you're right, though. A lot of it's just mass-produced garbage.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But those prices, that's all going to go up. Like I said, that's a whole different topic.
Yeah, it's crazy how that a loose Marvel Legend figures will retain 75% of its value after being open. Where if you go back 10, 20 years ago, that was nowhere near the case. They're like, what? It's open. You wanted more like
it's $1.
70% discount, sometimes even more for a loose figure. And now it's weird how it's turned the other way around.
I mean,
so what else? We're talking about NECA. I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, I said don't hate the player.
Right?
We were talking about NECA, and then we started talking about something else. And Johnny, you were like, "We'll talk about it later." You were gonna bring it up. Do you remember?
Oh, the whole licensing thing. As far as Hasbro possibly losing the license, or
yes,
the license is ending, and if Hasbro were to lose it, where would you guys want to see it go?
Coming up.
Yeah. Well, which is really funny though, because what's that guy from Hasbro does the Marvel? He's on the Marvel team. He posted something about like exciting stuff happening for 2025 and 2026.
So, I mean, I don't see Hasbro losing Marvel unless Hasbro decides they just don't want to do it anymore.
Unless they're not making money,
and they are, right? Like Marvel Legends. How often do you see Marvel Legends on the shelf? Like unless it's like a periodic shelf warmer, most
you're
of the
not wrong.
vanishes.
I feel like though. So okay, so
well, except for like what was it? The Internals.
Yeah, there's a couple of waves that there's.
So big box retailer, I get what you're saying.
Or Love and Thunder.
Yeah. My thought process is when you go into Hasbro Pulse, I never see the Marvel figures sold out. You can't get them anymore. I see G.I. Joe, I see Transformers, they're sold out.
Well,
but I never see
a couple.
Or like Star Wars, I never see that sold out.
But you also got to look at it. When you look at Pulse, they don't have all of their Marvel Legends on there. They have certain ones they put on there.
Okay, that's my ignorance then.
Yeah, that's all it is. Well, not your ignorance, but I mean that's the situation. Is that they don't put every Marvel Legend on there? It's
I apologize, Chris. I apologize.
I'll be the devil here. Hey, that's ignorant. You're ignorant.
Like Johnny was saying, like there was a couple ways, like the Eternals that shelf form and the Thor, Love and Thunder shelf formed, right? But that's also MCU. But majority of their comic lines sell pretty well. There's a couple characters here and there who will shelf form, but for the most part, they sell like crazy. Like you it's hard to find, especially full waves in the store anymore.
It's weird because they will shelf form for a minute or two, and then next thing you know, a year later, all of a sudden, everyone fucking wants that one figure that was shelf forming.
Yeah, and then it's like $60. Yep. Or it's always like what I always find is like I'll try and build the figure, and there's always one piece that I can't find, but that's the one figure that everybody wants to sell for $80.
But when it first came out, no one fucking wanted that one.
No, why? Who wants that? But I don't see Hasbro losing the license, like I said, unless they want to give it up for whatever reason.
Now here's the thing though. I just want to have because you brought it up, Wheezy, in our chat a while back, and I thought it was just a fun idea and it was really cool. So
So
we're gonna do
the
the whole
idea-
what if scenario.
Well, the idea was a draft, not just specifically for Hasbro, but just for the toy community, right?
I swear to God, I heard you say giraffe.
Yeah, giraffe.
Yeah,
Oh,
a big long
Yeah.
ass giraffe. That's
All
what
right.
he said.
Long
Never mind.
enough, takes a long
that was
time.
what.
to grow
I'm
up.
sorry. I'm completely wrong. My hat's off to you.
Hot
Actually,
shot,
it's a 3-foot giraffe.
but no. So the idea of the draft like a beer, was that all the toy companies and all their licenses are ended. Where would you draft licenses to what companies? So like, oh, Turtles, I would like to have Turtles over here. You know, that kind of thing. Not just the Hasbro lines. Which is a full fuck it all draft.
I'd love to see McFarlane do Turtles.
That'd be weird.
I like the art style.
Huh. Because yeah,
I'd like to see him a
he would
little darker.
definitely stylize it because he
Yeah,
wouldn't just
yeah.
put out like
Size of Slash.
movie type or the
No.
yeah.
Yes,
That'd be
very specific characters. I'd love to see him do Slash. Right, so there's those characters that could have been cooler if they were a little bit darker. I'd love to see Slash. The brothers, okay, he's going to make him whatever he's got to make, right? Slash, Shredder, I'd love to see him just a little bit darker. Maybe Casey, I don't know, but
Phil, is that enough?
You know, no, because you know what? And then if he
Shut this off.
goes deep into it and just does like a whole Spawn and Turtles kind of.
There is a Spawn versus Turtles and a Spawn versus Batman comic series.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see that take.
You know what? And his lack of scale just bothers the shit out of me, right?
McFarlane's?
McFarlane, yeah. Lack of scale is horrible. And the fact that if you do a Turtles line, you'll never get April. You'll never get an April figure from him, right?
Well, if you do, it's going to be like Angelina, the Machina anime style chick that he had in the manga series.
See, but like he does not like to. He went on record recently saying that he doesn't like to make female figures or something because boys who play with female figures turn out to be psychos or some shit or murderers. Like he doesn't like to make female figures.
Well, that's why Johnny has all those female figures.
Because
oh yeah.
Because like he's done what
all the time.
Because he's been doing superpowers for DC, all the superpower figures. He's done a crap load of them and only done one Wonder Woman. No other females. Like he just
everybody wonders if it's a woman.
Huh?
Everybody's wondering if it's a woman.
So you'll never get April. You'll never get a Venus, right? You'll never get those people. No, like I said, he just doesn't do scale at all. Now, if you want to do like, I'd like to see his take on like the Universal Monster Turtles, a mashup like that, where you get the real dark because McFarlane's monster sculpts are sick. If you give me like turtles, but like twisted fairy tale turtles, I could get behind that.
Do you guys remember Tortured Souls?
Yes, give me that with turtles. I'm in.
Ugh. One of the best toy lines he ever fucking did, man. I don't know why he doesn't do those again.
Like I've got his the Twisted Fairy Tales, the Twisted Christmas. Give me that with turtles. McFarlane can have the license all day.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
But normal turtles, he's just gonna fuck up the scale. I'm good.
Hey.
All right, so Shellheads,
Mr.
Wheezy, Mr. J5. What else we got?
Are we not discussing like where we'd put things? I thought that was the whole point.
We can.
He's getting tired.
I feel like we should save it at this point. We've done a really good job. We've talked about the NECA conspiracy for the whole night. We've thrown in our 2 cents. I think the other part could be another cast. Just my opinion. You guys tell me.
We just wanted to tease you a bit with it, guys. If you're watching and listening, you know.
So next week,
we're
doing the draft,
or we can do we can do a live.
Oh God, no.
No, not until we get it all
I think we're
figured
good
out.
enough.
No.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. I'll say next Tuesday. Let's do that next Tuesday. I think that's more of like take a good 30 minutes in. We can hopefully get whoever comes on is a Nerdzoic, or if we get uh, Sir Dork to come on, that'd be cool. We can probably get them involved in it. I say we save that for next Tuesday.
So you've got a week to actually put thought into your answers.
Yeah, I won't, but yeah, I've got a week.
Thanks for trying, Tony.
Sorry. So, with that being said, my counterparts are disappointed in me. Shellheads,
As usual.
Yeah, whatever. Hopefully, all right. Johnny's doing a lot of whispering. It's kind of weird.
It is weird.
What's the
I'm
haircut,
having
man?
an off night.
Guys, gals, people, they, them, here, a sheet here, or whatever it is you guys go by. Listen. Oh my God. We're gonna shamelessly plug. But please, we talked a lot about NECA, what our thoughts were. Like, if you guys have something you think, or Theo, whatever, please put in the notes. Just send it to chat. We'd love to give you a shout out and talk about it, and maybe like
the notes, not the comments, but the notes. Right in the notes.
I know what I said. God damn it! Shut up! God damn. We're doing a blooper reel after this. I don't care what anybody says. Chris, you got your work cut out for you. Johnny, give me that shameless plug. Fuck it.
All right. So as you guys know, j5toys.com, free shipping. Also,
Free shipping.
Also on there. All right. Due to Shopify not allowing to have donations for organizations that are not nonprofit, I had to take down the donation link for Playtime for Patients, but there's a workaround. So there's now going to be a link that says tips, just the tip. All right.
Nice.
So if you guys love J5 Toys, really happy with, you want to give us a tip, that's fine. We'll take your tip. We'll also turn around and give it to Playtime for Patients to help kids out in need at hospitals.
The idea that you're giving kids just a
Oh
tip
my God. So Johnny's taking just the tip and he's passing it forward. Hey, it's all about the babies, man. We're trying to help the kids.
100% of the tip is being paid forward.
It's trying to help the kids, guys. That's all it is.
That's all it is. So I'm just joking, but no, seriously, the funds from that is going to what goes to the donation. So it's not just going to be for toys as well. It's going to be for basic supplies that some of these hospitals need. So, for example, there's a hospital in Ocala that reached out to Randy that sets up the Playtime for Patients and was saying they need some help with not just toys but stuff, basic hospital supplies for those kids. So,
hey Johnny, I just see here that you just got a big donation tip from P did D. I can't make up the name.
Crap.
AKA Wheezy.
Are we doing this right now?
AKA Little Red Beard. AKA
not I.
What are you doing?
I don't be doing no Harlem shakes. Not me.
No, but seriously, like it goes to help out that cause, to help out these kids during your stay, especially in the holiday season. It's rough enough for them and their families, so we want to make sure we do as much as we can to bring a little joy to them. Also, we got a live stream happening Friday, so we'll be doing some giveaways. I got some toys out there that I sent over to Sir Dork, so he'll be giving those away. Nerdzoic is going to be giving away some gift cards to his store. So if you go on there, definitely help that out, and you could possibly win a cool prize. Also, I sent out some Grub Sport stuff that's going to be given away with that. Speaking of which, Grub Sport, come on, fund the toy.
Very cool.
Let's go. Other than that, that's it for me.
Hey, so before you get done, listen, all three of us, Collector's Hideout, Mr. Wheezy, Shellhead Toys. I don't know, Wheezy, why do you look so upset?
I'm thinking.
And Johnny are all going to be in the show on December 7th.
Oh, yeah. That's
Damn.
Oh, my God. I'm so terrible. I'm trying to think of where the place is. It's a church in Spring Hill. Listen, if you live in Spring Hill, even remotely, you hit us a message on Shellhead Toys. We will respond with the address and where to go. We're all going to be set up. We're going to have vintage toys. We're going to have new toys. Johnny's getting us the information right now to make that happen for you. Shellheads, real quick.
Phone holders, because that'd be weird at a church.
Oh, my God. As always, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Shellheads, this is our merch. We got shirts, hoodies, sneakers, whatever. whatever you need for your shellhead. It's the holiday season. Buy it, make it happen, make them happy, make me happy. I want shoes.
So, like, at the church, would it be weird to bring, like, the horror
no, bring them.
female killers? I feel like that's weird at a church.
I'm going to be naked.
The big boob cell phone holders. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I'm like,
I plan to be entirely naked minus my shellhead jersey, so it's going to be a good time.
I mean, I'm
so
naked under this clothes, so
Friday, December 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All right,
Very
it's going to
cool.
be at the Holy Cross Lutheran Church. That's 6193 Spring Hill Drive, Spring Hill, Florida.
Very cool. So come on out. Listen, this is a mutual friend of a couple people. I think Johnny knows him.
I don't know him.
Personally, well, but somebody we don't know. Happy to support this guy for this is his first show. So we're coming out. We're not expecting much. We're going to help him as best we can to make it good for us. Oh my God. Here we go.
What? I'm making an executive decision here.
What?
I apologize. Executive fucking decision is that next week we'll have him on to help promote his show.
I'm in. He's right there. Let's make the message.
Right? Oh,
let's make it happen for sure.
Decisions. That's what I do.
Let's do it.
And yeah, and we'll see his take on as far as the draft too.
Yeah, we'll bring Sir Dork on another time.
I'm in. Let's make that happen.
I want him on.
Let's get the guy on. Let's make things happen. Let's get him to be a part of it, help him promote his show, and at the same time, hopefully get a little banter and have a great time with it.
I'm with it.
Awesome.
All right.
So we've had a good time tonight. Shellheads, thank you guys so much. Hopefully you've got your own thoughts and theories, whatever. Please drop it in the comments. We'd love to read them. Reach out to us. We'd love to get back with you. And as always,
no kicks. I'm in danger.
Yeah.